Hello and welcome to the Psychic in the City podcast. I'm Shan McGill, also known as Psychic in the City for those of you that don't know me, and for those of you that do, well, welcome back. I do want to apologise for being AWOL the past few weeks. For those that do follow me on social media, you'll know that I've changed offices. I'm in the brand new, bigger and better Psychic in the City headquarters, and that required a little bit more work than I thought it was going to actually take. So I'm I'm settled, and then I had just had prior commitments with clients and doing readings and teaching and all that type of stuff. So my podcasts aren't really recorded far in advance. They are more so done on a weekly basis. Like, to be honest, this is Saturday the 4th of September I'm recording this, and this is going out on Saturday the 4th of September, so I am trying to get myself into a good enough little schedule that I can have hopefully a few recorded and ready to go, just in case I decide to change offices again, or something else pops up and I've a few podcast episodes there. So welcome to the Psychic in the City fam. For those that don't know me, like I say, my name is Shan McGill. I'm also known as Psychic in the City. I am an international TV medium. I am a best-selling author. My book is called Tarot for Modern Times, which is an international Amazon bestseller. And I am also a RTT therapist, which is now quickly taken up a big part of my work, which I absolutely love. Now, the Psychic in the City podcast, it's not me sitting here solely talking about, psychic and spirit. That I want to encompass the whole metaphysical umbrella. And if you have any questions, please let me know below. If you want to be a guest on the podcast, I would love to ask you questions about your work. Now, like I say, I'm encompassing the whole sort of umbrella here with what I'm trying to deliver to help educate people and give them a little more information. And today's podcast episode, well, yes, it's going to be a little different from angel cards or tarot cards. Today I want to really talk about is, can you wank yourself to a better life? Oh, I'm not even going to cut out those giggles. I'm literally going to keep them in. So today I am going to be talking about orgasm and the effects that it has on manifestation. As we know, we live in a law of attraction based universe, and I really just want to clear up before I start talking about that. I'm not talking like law of attraction as in, just sit and close your eyes and you'll get the job or the money or the man or the woman or whatever it may be. We attract that which we are in vibrational alignment to. That is like the fundamentals of our universe. Now, please don't quote me on that word for word, but that is how our universe works. Good, bad or indifferent. And whether it be, those people that think, no, the law of attraction's a load of nonsense because all I have is all this crap going on around me. Well, that's usually because you're thinking crap thoughts and you're in a crap vibration. And then there's the likes of myself that's a serious student of the law of attraction, that's better in my life through my thoughts and my words and my actions, which is what we're going to talk about today. So yes, I am probably going to be giggling like a little schoolgirl throughout this whenever I am talking about masturbation and orgasm and ejaculation. So yeah, let's just get it all out of the way right now. And please know that anything I say in this podcast, should not be used for medical advice or any type of other advice. Like, don't be sitting there going, but Psychic in the City said all I have to do is touch myself and I'm going to have a better life. Well, yes, in essence, I would really love to say that to you, but there is other things that we need to do as well. So let's just get into the nitty gritty of it, shall we? Orgasm. Who has one? Who wants one? When am I getting my next one? That would be a very important question, but that has nothing to do with the podcast. So, we are sexual beings, and that's something that I find is very diluted down, dulled down, and even switched off within the spiritual community. And for those that know me, know I don't do like diet spirituality. I don't do metaphysical light, or metaphysical zero. None of that nonsense. We're here, we're in the physical body, and we have these amazing physical bodies to explore, to have fun with, some of us to even have other babies with, and some of us are purely to use this as a tool to change our bodies, to heal our bodies, to manifest better in our lives. And that is alongside this amazing spiritual potential that we have. So you may or you may not be aware that orgasms are run by the autonomic nervous system. I know, listen to me, he sounds like he swallowed a dictionary. And that's also the same sort of system that regulates or runs the heart rate, the heartbeat, our breathing, and our digestion. So all those things sort of start to go, not like we're digesting food, but you can feel it in the pit of your stomach when you're close to orgasm, or indeed in a full body orgasm. I'm getting really hot and bothered just talking about this. Maybe I shouldn't do this one. Nah, let's go. So whenever we are in orgasm, we can see that our heart rate accelerates, our breathing quickens usually, or deepens depending on the type, and we can really feel that sensation in our stomach, like the stomach muscles will tense, they'll cause flexing in the abdominal area, and that's just me on a Tuesday, I suppose. And what happens whenever we orgasm is endorphins are released, and we're actually in a pure moment of lack of control. Which isn't a bad thing in any way, shape or form. There's even a university in the Netherlands, I think, that done an experiment with orgasm, and it's the lateral frontal lobe, frontal cortex, shuts down during orgasm. And that is the part of our brain that it's like behaviour control. So it puts us in such a state of surrender. In other words, a state of allowing, And whenever we're put into that state of surrender, that state of allowing, well, we're totally present in what we're thinking and we're feeling at the time. But we'll look back around to that, because those people that tend to shy away from sex and orgasm and see it as this bad thing, they don't really fully understand all the amazing health benefits that come along with climaxing through, whether it be masturbation or it be sex with a partner. Because whenever we have a physical orgasm, well, as a man, testosterone is pumping through the body. Our blood's flowing, it's pumping, we're feeling really good, and it really can help. Well, there's two types of orgasms. There's an implosive and there's an explosive type of orgasm, and sorry to drum up those visuals for you, but the explosive is more closely related with male and the implosive female. And whenever there's that explosion of energy, just energy, what it does is it relieves a lot of tension within the body. The body relaxes, and there's a thing that I have a friend, or had a friend, that was a doctor, and anytime I had a migraine, he would tell me, go home and touch yourself. And I'm not saying that's a cure for migraines, but it relieves a lot of pressure throughout the body. And whenever a female is intimate and having sex and orgasm, well, the body seems to register, procreation, we're getting ready to have a baby. So it pumps more hormones through the body, and it actually makes women look and feel younger, because the body's going, we must be getting ready to have a child here, so let's make sure that you're going to be around for the next 10 years, 18 years, 20 years to look after that babe. So it has a lot of physical effects on the body, which is something that is very, very, very healing, especially whenever we look at the implosive type of an orgasm. And the implosive type, it's where energy comes in rather than explodes out, which you do find a little bit more with females than males, just due to how sort of hard things go there. But as you can tell, I'm getting a little bit flustered, and I'm going to move on from that little bit there. But I just want to give you that little bit of an information on, it has such an amazing benefit on the physical body. And now I am going to talk about masturbation rather than sex, just for the purpose of what it is that I'm talking about. And whenever we're having all these amazing physical changes that happen through our body, like the pumping of those endorphins and the serotonin in the body that makes us feel good, we're in proper alignment between our physical and our non-physical. And that's why sex has been used as a spiritual practice. Orgasm has been used as a tool of enlightenment for a very, 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 very long time. The things like tantra sex, it's to bring in that concept of oneness, to be at one with your partner, to touch that God source. But again, I'm getting way off topic because you really just want to know, well, can I wank my way to a better life? And I think that's maybe the amount of times I'm allowed to say this on this one. So there's that beautiful alignment that is occurring whenever we are orgasming, whenever we're climaxing, and it comes into that sort of, well, what comes next with the energy once we're reaching that point of climax. Well, once we reach that point of climax, like I said, there's either an explosion or an implosion of energy. And like I've already said to you, we're in this state of pure alignment. We're in that state of pure surrender, because even that part of our brain shuts down that is our behavior control. So we gotta be very, very careful about, like, what are we thinking when we're climaxing? Because if we are, say, now, not like I'm gonna kink shame or anything, but I want you to maybe understand things from a different perspective. So let's look at someone who masturbating, they will watch pornography that is, shall we say, humiliation, or someone being dominated. Just really fill in the blank there with something. So, we're watching this type of porn, and it's what we're using to get, first of all, aroused. Physically aroused, not just, oh, I'm horny. There's the physical arousal. And then there's the plateau, the pleasure that comes from that, and then we move to the heightening of the senses. And whenever we are orgasming, every energy channel in our body is open, it's flowing. It's like someone not only switched the top on, broke the top, and just the energies, it's flowing in totality. And we're watching this act that would be humiliation or domination that's going on, and that in turn is what we're thinking about. And whenever we're putting that much energy and that much force in behind something, and we're imprinting that on the universe with such intention, knowingly or unknowingly, that this is what I like, this is what I want, even though we're looking at it from a sexual level, well, then what we're actually doing is we're imprinting to the universe, I like to be dominated, I like to be humiliated, I like my power taken away from me, And what happens is, because there is such that explosion of energy that is attached to that mental image that we have, we're imprinting that, and then we will rapidly manifest that into our experience. But not only that, it's, see, after we climax, or that part of climax where, that lateral frontal cortex shuts down, we go into a pure state of receiving, of allowing. So it's like, talk about the path of non-resistance, and whatever great works that you read in the terms of the law of attraction and how the universe works, like Robert Hollowell or Florence Scovel Shinn, or The Science of Getting Rich, all these types of books talk about the path of least resistance. Well, we have effectively, boom, shot out there. This is what I want. I want to be humiliated. I want to be degraded, and then in turn, rather than attract in or manifest in that type of sexual experience or sexual encounter, what we're then doing is we're going to be attracting in these types of experiences in our day-to-day life where we feel humiliated, where we feel degraded, where we have our power, our control taken away from us. Because why wouldn't we? Because we're impressing that into that formless substance all around us. Especially, like you've heard me say before, one of my favourite books, apart from my own, is The Science of Getting Rich. And we can get rich in many, many ways in our lives. It's not just the bank balance growing. But The Science of Getting Rich talks about that formless substance all around us. And whenever we think a thought, we impress it upon the formless substance. But when we think a thought that is backed with an emotional charge, that's what we're getting in our lives. So the fact that we will be then watching these types of porn, and let's face it, the world is turning into a more and more and more and more depraved depraved place. In the terms of the things that are going on and the things that are being acceptable. And again, I'm not judging, I'm just showing that how much these things have changed and manifested as standard in our reality. I'm in no means talking about the world is awful sex-wise. I know you'll probably take one look at the photograph and go, you don't look like Mr. Vanilla, but no comment. So, yeah, we think about those things and then we tend to we absolutely will attract those things into our lives. So let's look at it this way. Thinking of a job promotion, can it arouse us? Maybe. I don't know. It's not really something I'm into. But if we can become more aware of the fact that those things that we are thinking in those moments of completion, of climaxing, and then our physical body is putting us into a state of surrender, you might want to think twice about what you're thinking about. Still something I'm still trying to master, but it's another tool for the tool belt. Absolutely, isn't it? So even whenever we're using, masturbation as a form of release, because we do live in a law of attraction based universe, what are we then attracting in with that release of energy? And also at the same time, what if it's implosive? We're really building that energy up. Of that experience, of those images that we're holding in our mind. So we mightn't necessarily be sending it out there, but what we're doing then is we're holding that very vibration as part of us, as part of who we are. And that is something that, again, we need to sort of look at as, can I change my behaviour, my thought? Maybe not necessarily what you're into, but can you utilise that act to better yourself, to better your life? Because I would be really, really interested to hear this on what people's view on this is. I have spoke to a lot of what we would say, spiritually minded people, and they have tended to agree. And I by no means am saying that I've made this whole thing up, that I'm the originator of this. But I've spoke to a few spiritually minded people and they've all tend to agree, and until I get to the point of going, I'm going to put this into practice, and then the conversation takes a very different turn, and I'm very open, as you may or you may not be aware. I've obviously sat and spoke about masturbation for the past 18 minutes, and orgasm and how it can change, or what's happening whenever we are, doing this. So I'm very open, and I'm very interested to know what other people's opinions on this may be. And also sex as well. Obviously, for the purpose of what I was talking about today, was masturbation. But sex is also, male or female, hetero, homo, bisexual, whatever. It doesn't matter what position that you are in physically, or whether you're the man or you're a woman, or you're two men or two women. Sex is always a state of receiving. Yes, we can look at it physically. We're receiving our partner's receiving us. But if we look at that on a non-physical point of view, we're receiving our partner in totality, which is in fact what unconditional love is. Unconditional love is to accept someone as part of yourself just the way they are. not for how they make you feel, or not for what they can do for you or what you can do for them, or, you know, are they going to have your back, are they going to support you? No, it's none of that. It's accepting them in totality as part of you, just the way that they are. And you can tend to find that, and I'm not talking bad about anybody, in fact I'm talking from my own experience, and I just had this little awareness just before I actually sat down to record today, was that, you know, if sex is a state of receptivity, where we are becoming one with our partner, and in that becoming one, we're totally experiencing oneness, connection. We're effectively touching the divine, that source, whatever you want to call it, because we are in that state of being purely present, purely connecting. No wonder people like myself that have quite a high body count, there was always that drop afterwards. Because, like, sex without love is great, and love without sex I don't understand. But sex without love, yes, it checks a few boxes, but it doesn't maintain that level of oneness or that level of connectivity to source. And like, I used to you know, have many partners, and there would always be that sort of dip afterwards of, not loneliness, because I'm never lonely, but being alone. You know, it's like you touch something briefly, and I'm not talking about the physical body. You touch something briefly, that connection to that oneness, that connection to source, and then it's not there anymore. And this is a very confusing thing for me, because this is a brand new belief that I'm building as of today, and a very brand new awareness. So I'll maybe talk about that at another point once I figure it out a little bit more. But do you understand what I'm saying with that? And again, I'm not saying nobody should sleep around and you should only have one partner, by no means at all. Up until today I thought we were not monogamous as a species at all, and now I'm going, maybe I need to address that again. But, you know, that's one of the fascinating things about being human, isn't it? That we can change our mindset, that we can change what we believe, and when we're presented with new evidence and new information, that makes it amazing. So yes, maybe change your porn, I don't know, maybe change your thoughts whenever you are orgasming, maybe use it with a little bit more conscious intention, and see what changes that brings about for you. So I hope you have enjoyed this little conversation of me just unraveling the string of thoughts that's in my head out into the world, and let me know your thoughts on it. So I will see you next week, and I'll speak to you next week. I hope you have enjoyed this little episode. All the details of how to get in touch with me, my website, and my training programs will all be in the description of this video. So thank you so much for joining, and I will speak to you soon. Bye bye.